Hello, business building warrior. If you're listening to this episode near the time when it first came out, hey, it's the weekend. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. And to help you make your weekend even more impactful for your business, we've compiled some great information from some recent conversations we've had with students in our community who are actively trying to build beautiful businesses through e-commerce. That's right. This is a podcast that's all about using the internet creatively to launch and grow the business of your dreams. And hundreds of our interview episodes, if you scroll back in time, are with the students who have followed our proven Amazon course strategies to do just that. They've built a beautiful business, and we talked to them about the road that they were on to get to that point. So you can go back and listen to some of those episodes if you'd like, scroll back in time. But today, what I have for you is, like I said, recent conversations with students from our community who are at all levels of experience. Because what we do every Monday around here, around 5 o'clock Eastern time, we've been doing it for a long time, is we go live on Zoom and anyone can join in and ask us anything about their business, about e-commerce, about our community, about our coaching program, about our courses, or about some challenges they're facing in their business. So these Saturday episodes are a nice random mix-up of conversational topics. We've done our best to break down a little bit about what you're about to experience in the description for today's episode, so you can check that out if you'd like. But it's going to be some really good people, some of your fellow business building warriors hopping on a live call with us, hanging out and having conversations with us. Most of our Saturday episodes, that's what we do. It's that recent recording. You'll also hear from time to time an older episode that we've revisited, pulled out some really good nuggets of information and broken it down into bite-sized pieces so you can take it along with you on the weekend, enjoy whatever it is that you're doing on Saturday or over the rest of the weekend, and then be ready to hit the week with some new energy and ideas and motivation because you hung out with your friends at Silent Sales Machine Radio and listened to some good inspiration. So thanks for being the best part of our show. We're honored that you spend some time listening to our show each week. And if you want to leave us a review, we'd certainly appreciate that. We'll jump over into the content in just a moment, but we love those iTunes 5-star reviews. We love those likes and those comments, all that stuff. It's so great. It helps us spread the word. We have no marketing budget for this show. It's all about you spreading the word. And we recently flew past 6 million downloads on iTunes alone because you do such a great job of telling others about silentjimdotcom. That's all you got to do. Send in there, say, hey, these guys know their stuff when it comes to e-commerce and selling online and Amazon. Go check out some of those shows. We appreciate when you do that. Thank you so much for that. Well, let's jump over and see what the team's put together for us today.
All right. Monday meetup. Welcome to all the new people in the community. It always amazes me how many new people every week we have. So if you are a new person, please feel welcome. Please know that we are happy to have you here, and we are here to help you in whatever way that we can. It's a really great community, really caring and loving and helpful. Brian, my husband, Brian Olson, he is here today also. He doesn't always get to come to these. He's coming in to help me out. And Jim Cockram is usually in these meetings, but he's not able to be here today. Since we just had the Proven Conference, he's traveling home today. And so he's not able to be with us today. He's asked me to kind of try to cover for him. I'll do my best.
Let's just kick this thing off with a little bit of a review of what we have in this community. Most of us are members of the Proven Amazon course. We also have the Kickstart program. We have multiple workshops as a part of this community. We have coaching and the Proven Conference, which we just got back from. So we're all pumped up, fired up for that, right?
We have a whole lot of free stuff. Make sure you take advantage of all the things that you already have with you. Most of you have discovered the My Silent Team Facebook group. You get a lot of questions answered there. There is Silent Sales Machine Radio, where you can listen to the podcast 3 or 4 times a week. Jim's got interviews on there with successful sellers. And what else? Jim's got a free book you can give. And then these calls right here, these Monday meetups, this is a great place to get questions answered.
Yeah, get all the details on this stuff at silentjimdotcom. Hopefully, most everyone here is also are already a member of the Proven Amazon course. This is, of course, your library of materials for just-in-time learning. Basically, going to be, we suggest start with Amazon 101, then go to the replens course. Then we start with the replens course because it's the lowest investment, lowest risk, highest chance for success.
Yeah, it's a great way to get started and build a foundation to help you go on to further increase your amount of business. Also, when you first get into this business, sometimes you have a lot of questions. You're a little nervous to get started. So we have the Kickstart program. This is a program that I usually am the instructor in this program. It's a 4-week program where you can get information to help you get your account open and get your Keepa account open. We'll tell you what Keepa is and what an ASIN is and what a buy box is and all of this information. Excuse me if I look distracted. I'm still letting people in as we go. We're going to take the first week and do that. Then we're going to help you find one item. We're going to go through this cycle about one time. We're going to do one rep. We're going to find something to send into Amazon. We're going to show you how to prep and ship that item into Amazon's warehouses and put it up for sale. We're gonna do one time through that loop so that you can see exactly what's involved in this and you can build upon that first time that you do it and do it more and more and more, right? That's exactly what we recommend that you do is start with replens, the replen system. And there's a great course. It's just been updated in the Proven Amazon course. Jimmy Smith just updated it. All the latest and greatest information there. Great course to take. Shows you, I think he said 17 different ways to source products. So that's where we get started because it's a low, like Brian said, it's a low risk. It's a low investment required, and it's a high chance of success. You can get your money back faster than any other method that I know of, any other strategy or any other business for sure. So a lot of people do like we did. We built our replens business up and we used that to spin off capital to help us build other strategies so that we could round out our business. So we recommend you do that too.
So I think the best method especially when you're first starting out, is the method that's in the Keepa 1.0. This is what I would call like mass competitive analysis or retail recon. I don't like the other term that gets used for it, but this is where we would go find products from national chains or even regional stores that we know come from specifically from those stores. They could be store brands, or they could be flavors, sizes, or other that are only available in those stores. So, for instance, there might be a particular flavor of a product that a product that maybe has 6 flavors, but Walmart and Target only carry the 3 most popular, right? So the other 3 you may find at some regional stores. So look up those products and then find all the other stores who are selling those products. Take all those store IDs and dump them into Keepa using the Keepa 1.0, which is actually like the bonus method in the Keepa 2.0 course. And then put your criteria in there for whether you want to compete with Amazon, what the sales price is, what the sales rank drops are, what the size is, whether now you can actually choose the hazmat, exclude anything that might be hazmat, which wasn't an option back in the day, and then source those products, and you'll come up with a lot. But I know multiple 7-figure sellers, and I'll say multiple 7-figure sellers, who only use that method to find the products that they're selling. So if it's good enough for a $3 to $5 million a year seller, it's good enough for us. And it's actually like it's the fastest way to start finding products to put in for sale in your store.
I absolutely agree. But I also would say there are, I don't know, 9, 10 other methods in Keepa 2.0. And I like to use those as cleaning out the corners is what I call it, right? So you're not getting everything if you just use one method. Clean out the corners, get everything you can from every category that you're approved to sell in. And many different methods of doing that. We kind of suggest that people do kind of a round robin in those methods each month so that you can catch the new things coming on all the time. So, and we are tasked to update that material and add some new Keepa material that will be coming out hopefully later this year, so that you can even find some more. But experiment on your own. Experiment is the biggest thing. Find the ways that work for you. We all have a little different access to a little different supply and a little bit different take on it from our backgrounds as well.
So much fun. I really met a ton of people, and that was the best part. Other than, well, let me just say this. It was my second conference. My first one a year ago, I was literally brand spanking new. And it was pretty overwhelming because I just didn't know much. I didn't know anything at all. Um, Knew a bit more this time, and I spent a lot of time meeting new people and making connections. And we're starting lots of different groups coming up here within certain groups. One in particular was your class that you and Brian taught, which is for anyone who's interested in the Path of 100 ASINs class, whether it be in Nashville or at next year's conference back in Orlando. Definitely worth the price of admission. I mean, those 2 days alone were just gold. And I can't thank you enough because, you know, you got straight to it. There was just a wealth of knowledge there. I have notes that I'm reorganizing and processing and making sense of because I was never a good note taker, but was really invaluable. And I recommend it to anybody who's interested in going to the conference or investing a little in this business. And you know, it's worth it. So I want to thank you much for that. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the coming weeks with all the new friends. So
Yeah, it's gonna be great. A mastermind group. Yes, if you are fortunate enough to be involved in a mastermind group, then you can learn just by being in touch with people, right? So I'm assuming you're newly into a mastermind group. I know that some of the masterminds that we've been involved in, most of the value has been just in having friends who have the same kinds of goals that you have. They understand what you're doing. The thing is, people know people, and people know people that you don't know, and you know people that they don't know. And you can offer that to each other. So you're not just, 5 people in a mastermind or however many, right? You're 5 people and all the people they know and have access to and have learned all their experiences that you can all add together, and it becomes um, this exponential place of learning and support and accountability. And each mastermind has its own personality. We've been a part of several of them. They each have their own personality, and you get a little bit different thing from each one because they have people in them, and people are unique. And a group of people is more than the sum of the group that's put together when you do a mastermind. So participate. Make sure that you are offering anything that you can and absorb everything that you can from what people are offering to you. Be open as you possibly can. Yeah, in the beginning, you'll want to build some trust with each other. That takes a little bit of time. Give it the time. The more time you spend together, the more you'll learn to trust each other. So give it that time. But you're right. Be open, be honest, give as much as you take, and everybody needs something different from each other. Hey, Bill, what's up? Unmute yourself and let's hear what you got.
do it.
Hi, how are y'all doing? Nice to see you again so soon.
Nice to
Likewise.
see you too.
Oh man, I'm glad to be home, but what a trip.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I picked up.
Yeah.
People there and the kindness and the towards each other. The whole thing was just awesome. And I was glad to be there. I look forward to being there next year. And the
Great.
one thing I think I learned the most is it's all about the mastermind groups afterwards.
Mm,
Getting
yeah.
together with like Brian, Andrew Martinez, we all talked. I got put into that group, the mastermind group, and no one knew nobody. So that was interesting. But I understand the value of it. It was like, okay, this is how it works. And from that moment, I said, we got to make more contact with more people that we feel like-minded in. Absolutely everything you just said. This is 100% real.
Oh, thanks for sharing that, William. We had, it was really nice to get to meet you in person as well. And that is true. I mean, these masterminds will come to you, but not if you are not making friends and having, people that you can talk to, that you can make a mastermind with.
Question here about AZ Insight.
Oh, I love AZ Insight.
Okay, yeah, I don't think you're going to love this question.
Uh-oh.
What part of AZ Insight don't you like, Rob and Joy?
Is that the question?
Help with the quick copy export to a spreadsheet.
Oh, okay. Help with a quick copy. Okay. That's kind of complicated for this setting. Let's explain first what we're talking about. Okay. AZ Insight is an on-page calculator. I think some of you have heard of us talking about on-page calculators. Another one that's popular is RevSeller. A lot of people in the community use RevSeller. These calculators are kind of they're a Chrome extension, and they're kind of an overlay on your Amazon listing. They tell you if you put in how much it would cost you to buy it, then they tell you what price you would need to get a profit out of that. They kind of give you some, how much are the fees, how much are the, what size is the product, what's the ASIN, what's the brand, things like this is all in this tool. The one that we use is AZ Insight. Like I said, many people in the community use RevSeller. There's some others out there. They're pretty similar with each other. AZ Insight, and I'm sure RevSeller has a similar thing, has a thing where you can set it up to see a spreadsheet, a Google sheet, or an Excel spreadsheet that you've set up with the same columns, and you can, with one click, you can copy what's in that listing that you want to keep and put it over into that spreadsheet. Now, that's a little bit of a learning curve. I mean, not a learning, I mean, it's not too difficult. It's just a little bit too deep for this setting. But we have been talking about putting out some videos for how we do that. So we are working on some information like that. This is a place where a mastermind might be helpful. Somebody there might know how to do it. This is a place where a coach would be helpful from the Jim Cockrum coaching program. If you have a coach, they can help you with that. But these are technical things that, and AZ Insight also has a great website and a great support. If you ask them, they will, I've heard of them walking people through setting up those spreadsheets themselves. So they're pretty good too. So there are some ways where you might get more information on it. Every year can't be the best year. I mean, it can, and a lot of times it is when you're growing, but there are years when, you have to address some things come up, life happens, and that's okay. That's one of the reasons that I love this community so much, because it's just a supportive, friendly place to be. And I'll tell you, I've seen other forums that are not that way. When you get into them and you ask a question, they, start saying, you should know that, basically you're stupid if you don't know that, or I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to tell you bad information because I see you as a competitor. In this community, we don't see each other as competitors. We see each other as people who can support each other, and we support each other's businesses in that way. We're all a little bit different. We get a whole lot of advice when we ask a question, like in the Facebook group. You get a whole lot of answers. Some of them are completely different than others based on people's experience, but we're all open and sharing what we've learned about that. And then we can take that advice bring it together, try some different things and see what works. And almost always we end up with our own little spin on that. And that's what makes room for all of us, right? We have a lot put together. We put ourselves into that and our own experience. And then we have just a little bit different take on it than everybody else. So I love this community, if you couldn't tell. Great message, foundational learning with Rabbi Lappin. Yes. If you have access to those videos, make sure that you watch all the ones that you missed if you were there, or if you're watching the live stream, make sure you watch those. There is so much good content there. So much. And I didn't get a lot of them because we were speaking in part of it, and we had there were hallway conversations. I mean, those things are almost the more valuable even of being at the conference. So we have a lot of videos to watch because we want to get all of that content too. There's just so much value in a proven conference. I can't get over it. I know. I think that was kind of part of your first experience when you went to your first proven conference, which was before me. And you can see there the actual people who have what your goal is to have. People walking around, human beings, not in a little box, 3D people that you can talk to, that are not only have those kinds of business, but are telling you tips about how they got it and what you can do to get yours. It's real. It becomes real when you see this group of people at the Proven Conference. If you missed last year's, that one that just got over, I wouldn't miss another one. Strong advice. Don't miss a Proven Conference. It is valuable in so many ways and made all the difference in our business, didn't it, Brian?
Absolutely.